incarceration. So I just wanted to, again, say thank you to Will Gonzalez, which is at the door. Next up is someone who just traveled in from 6ABC, taking her show Inside Story. Her name is Sharmain Matlock-Turner, the president and CEO of the Urban Affairs Coalition. And you can view her every Sunday morning on 6ABC. I just wanted to put that one there. She is also a co-host of a live weekly radio show called Financial Voices on WURD 900 AM. Sharmain is a great friend of the Campaign for Working Families, and I want to thank her for rushing over from the taping to be with us today.
Khadijah, I would not have missed this, okay? I don't care what I needed to do, I was going to get here, but as Deputy Secretary Padilla said, I wasn't expecting all that rain, so other than just being a little wet, I'm fine. Gosh, I can't believe, Will, it's 10 years. He's talking, see, he's already on to like year 11. Khadijah, I know you probably did this already, but how many people have been here since the very beginning of the campaign when we sort of kicked things off? Terrific. Well, I was there too. And to see something like this get started and to really grow and flourish and move on, it's wonderful. So I just had to say that before I got into my remarks. So Khadijah, thank you so much for the introduction, which is always terrific. I appreciate that. The Urban Affairs Coalition is certainly proud to have the Campaign for Working Families as one of our 75 partner organizations. As you know, we're home for nonprofits, and we provide the campaign with that, sort of back office, green shade support. But we do that because we want to support leaders like Khadijah, because we know that they want to do what they absolutely are focused on doing, and that is getting out and providing support to the community. And so for the last 10 years, the Campaign for Working Families has been bringing money. I'm talking cash, I'm talking green, I'm talking cards, I'm talking whatever it is, bringing resources back into our community, and I want to say thank you so much. But back in 2003, 1 year after the campaign started, they became a part of the coalition. And in that first year, I remember 8,000 returns, Gene. I couldn't believe it. Like, wow, this is like real. People really need us. And for those who don't know the history of this, sometimes people say, how do these things ultimately get started? Well, this started in like a little think tank at the University of Pennsylvania, where a gentleman named Mark Allen Hughes, who did some work here in the city in the current administration a little while ago, was a fellow at a program at the Pew Charitable Trust. And he sort of looked around and saw some of the reports that were coming out of Washington, and they were talking about the fact that this is the #1 program next to food stamps that eliminates poverty in our communities. And yet there were so many people who weren't taking advantage of it. People didn't know about it. They sort of heard about it, but they weren't quite sure how to get the services. And from that conversation, from that early work, grew the Campaign for Working Families. The first executive director, Michael D. Baradinas. Does anybody remember that? I mean, he's now, works here in the city, and he's now the Commissioner of Parks and Recreation. The second leader of this great program, he tapped his friend, Gene Hunt, who is here. Hi, Gene, who was the program, and we're proud to say that both of them have mentored a wonderful, wonderful leader, and that's Khadijah Jones. Thank you, Khadijah. So I want to thank Khadijah and her entire team, and really all of the partners. Whether it was someone who was a volunteer or a community person, I really want to thank all of you, because though we may sort of like be calling out certain names, and certainly we want to thank the city and the mayor and Councilwoman Tasco and the Pennsylvania Department of Welfare and the IRS and all of the big organizations, the reason that this program really, really works is because it resonates with everyday people who feel as if there's one thing that I can do. If I'm extremely busy, if I'm a mom, I'm a dad, I'm a worker, I'm a shift worker, whatever it is, this is the one program that I can participate in and actually give back. And do you know how powerful it is? I always ask volunteers, well, what's the most powerful thing that sort of gets you volunteering for this project every year? Now people call me like it's a resource. I got a call, I won't mention the name, but someone said, whisper real quick, Sharmain, can you get me in as a volunteer in the camp? And I'm like, this is like, what is this, like a transfer to a great school or something? But, that's the kind of resonance that this volunteer activity has. And people tell me why? Because they get to look across the table from really hard-working people who don't have a lot of resources and can say, you're going to get a check for $1,000, or you're going to get a debit card. And guess what else? We figured out that you're also eligible for a college tuition or a scholarship of some kind. There is the idea that you really get a chance to deliver not just money, but you get to deliver hope and a dream that things can ultimately be better. So I really want to thank all the volunteers who come out each and every year to make this happen. Okay, so 10 years, what have we done? It's about the money, right? $168.7 million returned back to our community. That's a lot of chips, crackers, and whatever else. And I can't wait to see when the campaign gets to 200 million. How long is it going to take us to get there to do that? All right. So we want to get to $200 million in refunds coming back in. And as Robin Rabinowitz, who's worked on this campaign for a number of years, always says, it's not just about the amount of money that we put back in people's pockets, it's the amount of money that people get to keep. It's the idea that we can get taxes done for free, that people aren't getting loans, that people aren't taking that money and saying, okay, here I'm going to give part of that to someone else. Why do they have to do that? We have free taxes. There's no reason for you to have to give that up. That's another $22+ million that goes back into the pocket of people who are part of this effort. So let's just talk about a couple other things that the campaign does that I think is really exciting and that has really sort of helped the campaign grow over time. Though it's about free taxes and getting people in, it really is about wealth building. It's helping people to think about, how do I budget? How do I manage my money? What are the other resources that are available for me? So they've used all of the sophisticated behavioral economic stuff to sort of, reach out and get people in and make sure that they ultimately understand that it is about trying to understand how to manage resources. And I want to congratulate the campaign for being recognized by the EITC Foundation for that wonderful work, so congratulations. And as I said before, it's about trying to figure out how to manage that money. And I think we've been extremely creative around helping people save with CDs and savings bonds and prepaid debit cards and helping to fill out college application forms and screening for public benefits with the benefit bank, all kinds of great stuff that's going on. And who knows what we might be able to do next. But let's keep this campaign going. It is important in these tough times where people are experiencing all kinds of stress, where people are losing jobs, where maybe there was a 2-income family, they're now down to 1 income. This may be the first time they're actually eligible for EITC. For those who sort of know, they know how to come on in, but there are a whole bunch of folks, as we know, that this recession has hit for the first time, who are going to be eligible for this program. We need to find them. We need to get them connected, because in the end, we want them to be able to do what they need to do in order to survive and hopefully, as we get out of this recession, to thrive. Thank you so much to the campaign. Thanks to all of you. We're excited at the coalition to be a partner, and we plan to be there. Just tell us what you need us to do. Thank you.